Hi all. Today I'm going to be going over a very basic tutorial for how to use Adobe Substance Painter for Further Unleashed presets. What you're going to want to do is go down to the description and download the models that I have linked, as I have modified them to be mirrorable like this, so you can mirror them. The original models do not allow for this. Yeah, now you can do it, which is great. You can use the mirror tool. The only thing is, if you want to make a mirrored preset, it's gonna be mirrored. You can't unmirror it. I'll try it here. It's just a way with how the UVs are with presets. What you're gonna want to do is go up to File. Once you have downloaded all the models, go to New. Set your template to PBR Metallic Roughness Alpha Test. Here it is. Make sure it's not Alpha Blend or anything else. You want this one. Trust me, you want it. Document resolution, I'll do 4K. Alright, so once you've set your resolution, click Select. Go to My Fixed Models and import one of them, whichever one you want. I'll be using K9 Flat. I'll just import it just so you can see. And click OK. And it should just load it. Sweet. If you want to know the controls for Substance Painter, they are a bit weird. They're similar to Blender with a mix of Unity, if you've ever been in those programs. You hold down Alt on your keyboard and you can see what you can do here. Alt plus left click will camera rotate. Alt plus middle button will camera translate, which will let you like straight move around. This is rotate, which is I'm holding Alt and left click on my mouse. This is translate, which I'm holding Alt and middle click on my mouse. Alt and right click will zoom you in and out. I personally don't use this very much. I just use translate and rotate. And if you rotate on the model, it will rotate you around that axis. If you rotate on the paw, it'll rotate you around the paw. If you rotate on the booty, rotate you around on the booty. Just something that you can know. Something that's useful, something that's nice. Now that you know how to navigate around the model, if you don't like these keybinds to move around the model, you can edit them in settings. You can change all of your keybinds here. You can even change the rotation speed, zoom speed, whatever. You can do everything. Alright, and once you're comfortable with your settings, you're gonna come over here to the layers. If your layers are a bit scrunched up, like this or something, just pull everything down. You want to be able to see all of the different layers here, or I guess materials. So make sure you make space for that. You don't need to have too much, just see what you need to see. Then what you're gonna do is come to layers here. You're gonna add a fill layer. You can delete this bottom layer. You just want to have your fill layer here. What you're gonna do with this fill layer is come down here to the properties of the fill layer. You might be here originally. Just click on this little ball with the sphere inside of it. Click on the gray color and you can change the base color. Yeah. If you don't like the glossiness of this, if it looks too glossy for you, what you can do is you can add a layer. I do this automatically whenever I open. Okay, no, I'll just do it from there then. So what I do first thing when I open Adobe Substance Painter is I will add a layer. This fill layer, it's the bucket tool. Fill layer, I will remove the color and I will add a roughness. So click roughness until it's highlighted. You want nothing else clicked, nothing else highlighted. Come down here and you just drag that all the way up. Now, if you add another fill layer, put it underneath that original one. I'm gonna name this rough, just so I know that it is the roughness layer. If I come here and change the color, you'll see now that it is matte. It no longer has any gloss. If you want it to have a tiny bit of gloss, you can drag it down so it has a little bit more gloss. Or if you want it to be super glossy, if that's just your thing, if you like it to look like latex, then go for it. But personally for me, I like it to be pretty matte. So if you want your roughness to apply to all of your different parts of your preset, I'm going to copy this layer and just paste it in all of these different layers. So now I have my roughness in my body, eyes, head, and tail. I'm going to show you now how to actually draw. So let me just delete this so we can start on the same plane. I am now going to remove all of the original paint layers. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing this so I can make it as clean and as simple for people watching. Now, I'll be doing my example on the body. You can do yours on your head, tail, whatever. I'm going to add a fill layer. Put it under the rough layer. The rough layer will always be on top. You should always have the rough layer on top. Next thing you're going to want to do is change this fill layer to your base color. What you want the very base of your preset to be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my base color as the stomach color. So I'm going to set this to a blinding white. Next, what I'm going to do is add another fill layer. This time, I'm going to right click on the layer. I'm going to add a black mask at the very top here. Add black mask. Now, I'm going to click on the little sphere next to that box with a circle in it. I'm going to come down here to the color and make it black. That's the color I want the rest of the body to be. And now I can start applying it. If I come back here to the black mask, which is a square with the little circle in it, and I scroll down all the way, you'll see grayscale. This slider right here is what you use to paint. So let me just show you how I would go about doing it. White will paint, black will not paint. If you want to change your brush, you can click on brushes here. This may be on your left hand side for you. I recommend moving this down here. It is a lot easier on the eyes. So I'm going to click basic hard, and you have a huge amount of brushes to your disposal, all very unique and cool, and you can import so many brushes from creators and other resources. So I'm just going to start by painting the body black. Now, I want to get a smaller size of my brush at the moment, so I'm going to go down. You can change your size up here at the top left. So if you want pressure sensitivity, you click on this little pen pressure icon here. You can also add distance, which is basically a glorified, how would you call it, smoothing filter. I don't know how to call it. But I don't use this that much when I'm just making a quick and easy, simple something, whatever, whatnot. That we have the body done. I'm going to move on to the head, and it is the same process. I'm going to add a fill layer. I'm going to make this fill layer the base color, which I'm going to be using my base color as the stomach. You don't have to do this. So I'm going to set that to white, and then I'm going to add another fill layer, which I'm going to make black. I will then right click on this and add a black mask. I will come down to here, you might be up here, click here, and set the grayscale to white. You can then continue painting as you wish. Now to erase and clean up, I'm going to set it to black. And I can clean up nice and easy. Alrighty, so now that I have my two base colors done, I actually think I might want to add a bit of white in the ears. But oh my god, this is so annoying to paint, isn't it? So annoying. Look how bad that looks. It looks horrible. So what I'm going to show you how to do is if you click on polygon fill. Remember, white is paint, black is erase. So what you can do is you can just select the object. Look, white ears. Or I can do select the entire head, and now it's gone. But what I want to do is I want to have the inside of the ears white. Yes, this is time consuming, but there's nothing else you can really do about it. There we go. Now we have the ears all done. You have very nice and clean ears. If you come back around, you might see some little bits that are messed up. What you can do is you can set that back to white and just click on them and they'll disappear. And there you go. So next, I'm just going to be repeating the same kind of process that I've been showing you, which is adding a fill layer, adding a black mask, coloring it, and painting. I feel like repetition is honestly one of the most rewarding ways you can learn something. And honestly, it should only really take you a month until you're fairly comfortable with Adobe Substance Painter. I'm going to add another fill layer on the head. I'm going to add a black mask, and I am going to color this. Let's do blue or purpley kind of blue, something like that. I'm now going to go back to the mask. I'm going to set this to white because white is paint, black is erase. What I'm going to do is I'm going to color the nose like a lovely little blue nose. If you want to know another tool that you can use, it is the shift and click. Shift and click will make a straight line along your position of the axis of the model. I know that might sound a bit confusing, but basically, if I create a straight line right on the muzzle here, it will be very curved from the side because I projected that straight line onto it from a certain angle where it was straight, but from a different perspective, it is now no longer straight. This is really, really useful for cleaning up lines and whatnot. I use it a heck of a ton when I'm cleaning up. So straight line, doesn't really look right. I'll cut that off there. Add another straight line, another. And if you find your straight line isn't actually straight, you have to just look at it from a different angle, and that should fix it. Oh, I forgot to color in the nostrils. There we go. Now that I think about it, I think I also want to add some cute little gloves to the body. So I'm just going to go back to my black layer and I am going to fill in the paws. If you ever have a situation where you can't quite fill it in properly, I will recommend you open up the 2D view, which I think can be done here. Yeah, you can swap between 3D and 2D, or just 3D only, 2D only. I usually use 3D only, but in a situation like this, I will switch to 3D and 2D, where I can fill in these little crevices. Now, with 2D mode, you do have to make your brush quite small. I find it quite annoying. But what I like to do in 2D mode is just drag. Just drag over all those polys that you want black. And if I want to tidy this up, I can also do that. Make it nice and symmetrical. And here you go. You got lovely symmetrical gloves. I think I might also want to put them on the back legs. So let me just see if I do this. Is this too high up or not? Nope, that's fine for me. So then I will just fill these in like so. Oh, oops. There we go. Now I have my gloves complete. I don't really know why he has gloves on his back feet when he's a dog, but look, we look and we don't judge. So I'm gonna go back to 3D view only now. And yeah, this is my beautiful creation. I will also be doing a bit on the eyes, which I'll create a fill layer. I will make this black for the pupil. And, or actually, well, we'll try something different. If I set this to a white mask, it'll be on by default, and then with black, I can turn it off. I just wanted to go into a bit more depth about the masks because I really don't want people to get confused. As you see down here, this is what, we've been using. Black is 0, white is 1. I made this little graph here to kind of show 0, which is black, is off, and 1, which is white, is on. That's how I like to look at it. Off and on. By setting a black mask, okay? Black mask, you can see I toggle it, nothing happens because I set it as a black mask. If I come down here, I can turn on, right? I'm using white, aka, variable 1, to turn it on. And I can paint because my color is black. If I come down to the white mask, by default it is on because I have it as a white mask. Doesn't matter what colors I have, I can make the black mask red and the white mask blue. The black mask will always be off by default until I change the variable to 1 and I draw. I can change the variable back to 0 and erase. Same with the white mask. I come here, I change the variable to 1, I can draw. Change the variable to 0, I can erase. This is useful if you have a large area to cover. I like to use white masks, so for instance, let me give a little example. Let's say I wanted to have the entire body colored, but I only want the paw, the 2 paws here at the front, to not be blue. I would use a white mask, and then I would turn off the white mask using variable 0, which is black. So I'm turning it off with variable 0, and I'm turning it on with variable 1. So here you can see I have now turned it off. So for smaller areas, this is really useful. For larger areas, I prefer to use the black mask. Let's say I just wanted to color in, I don't know, let's say I just wanted to color in the front paws red, right? So I'll come down here, set the variable to 1, and color them in. So we're gonna do something like that. Maybe bring it up a bit. Here, like so. There you go. That's how you use the masks. If you're still confused, please let me know and I'll try to make a more easier way to understand, but this is the best I can do for now. Oh, let me put it underneath that. Now with the white, I'll just fill in, set the color to black. If that doesn't make any sense to you, just go down to the description, message me on Discord. I'll try and explain it better. So I think that's probably about everything that I want to go over. I know I haven't done the tail, but I've kind of shown the basics of Adobe Substance Painter. Of course, I'm not displaying my amazing skills here, but trust me, it is a very powerful tool. Messing around with some of the brushes, you can make some really cool stuff. You can have fur detail brushes, some really cool stuff. Let me just go over this real quick just to show you that this isn't a bad application. Let me add it in red so it's nice and bright for you guys to see. Add it to white to draw, and go back to the paintbrush. You can add some really cool textures. You can also add different kind of furs and stuff. You can do maybe scars if you want some scars and whatnot. You can do detail brushes. different kind of furs. You can do effects, which are like glitter, different kind of glitter. These would actually be really cool on a preset, I think. Make like a glitter preset, be pretty fire. Let me look what else. Let's see, nails. You wanna do like, I don't know, something along the lines of nails. You don't have to manually click every single one. Oil leaks. Oh yeah, this is another thing. There are effect brushes which kind of animate an effect onto the mesh. Which if I paint this, let's do it on... Okay, well this one just doesn't work very well. You can modify them to absolute heavens. You can modify them to be very unique and whatnot. Let me show you this one. It's like a paint roller. Quite cool. But yeah, you can also have a zipper and then finish it. Stab it. Finish it here. Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. And now you have like a weird zipper texture, I guess. It's pretty cool. I really like Substance Painter. I think it is a very powerful tool. It's some really cool abilities and really cool effects. I'm honestly not doing it justice here, but look, you can weld your fucking preset. Like, come on. Just mess around with it, see if you like it. If it's not for you, it's okay. But yeah, here is everything I have to offer. There is a blur tool, by the way. It's not the best. You can find better ones online. But here you go. Take this tutorial, run, create something. Just try it out. See if you like it. Don't support Adobe. And here, the tutorial is over. Well, no, we have to export. So, file, export textures. And here, yes, I know, another confusing menu. But select your output directory. I'm just going to throw it into a folder, Ferlhart models, and name it tutorial because I want to delete this as soon as possible because it is so ugly. Select folder, output template PBR metallic roughness, PNG, you can do 16-bit, this is just bitrate, it's honestly not that big of a deal. Keep size is based on each texture's set size, oh my god. Padding, I usually do dilation infinite, but you can do transparent default background color or diffusion. That's everything. You can deselect all these random bits, which is roughness, metallic, normal, height, and emissive. I don't think you need emission. I don't recommend you export everything here, it might confuse you. But by looking at the end of the names, you can decide whether you want it to export or not. Worst case scenario, you can just delete it. So let me export. Beautiful. I'm going to cancel now. Alright, so I have set up everything now to show you what you need to actually make your preset work. So here I have the actual coloring of the body, so I'm going to drag that in. Here's the base color for the head, and the base color for the tail I actually did not do. Shoot, let me quickly go do that. Okay, so now I'm going to drag the tail in. So I have my three most important things, which are the colors, as you can see by base color.png. Base color.png, that's what you want. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. You can delete all of these if you don't want them. Oh, I forgot about the eyes. Oopsie daisy. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set everything up so you can see them in the preset 1 material. Alright, so this is the finalized preset in all its beauty. Just as a quick ending note, I want to say you should really just give this program a shot if you enjoy making presets. This could really be game changer. And I will be making some verse. I will be making some free to use that you can download from my website. I'll put the link in the description as well. So I really hope that this helps. In the next advanced tutorial, please let me know what you want to see. I myself haven't messed with transparency, so I'm honestly not that professional at making presets. I've only done it a few times. But yeah, I'm just not a professional in making presets, so this is the best that I can offer for the time being. If anyone who has a bunch of expertise in making presets or coding presets or whatever is interested, I'd love to get some help, and I'll be able to make a full tutorial showcasing how to make a really good preset.
Yarby Denzel table dupes, eBay took a meme shoops, he keeps the upper coop.